Just like football, business moves fast. And when you need funding, there's no time to wait. At Fleximize, we keep things simple. No penalties, no red cards, just fast, flexible business loans. We only ask for the essentials and you'll get a decision within 24 hours. Once approved, the funds are in your account the same day. Fleximize, let's fund your goals.
Town fans, hello and welcome back to Matchday live stream on YouTube, Facebook and Town TV, proudly brought to you by our headline digital partner Fleximize, the UK's award-winning lender offering fast, flexible business loans. We are just around an hour away from kickoff here on Portman Road, on which I think you'll all agree is set to be an absolutely huge day of Championship football in the battle for promotion. Town coming into this one unbeaten in 6, both teams sitting just behind second place Middlesbrough, a couple of points behind. The winner could end up inside the top 2 today. It's Ipswich Town versus Millwall, and as always, all the build-up right here for you on Matchday Live, and we are absolutely buzzing ahead of this one. Coming up on the show, we've got all the latest team news, a look back at last weekend's important 2-0 win over Sheffield Wednesday, a spotlight on the foundation, of course, as today is the dedicated fixture, and an exclusive closer look at that stunning Call Me Ted Foundation collaboration t-shirt, which we can exclusively reveal to you on the show today. Trust my word, it is a thing of beauty. And as always, we want you involved, Town fans. Wherever you're watching, send us your thoughts and predictions in the live chat for the chance to be featured exclusively here on Town TV. Welcome everybody back to Portman Road. Spring is here. It's a cold and blustery one, but a very exciting feel in the air as third face fourth here in the Championship. And as always, joined by a couple of great guests. Welcome to Westy back on Town TV and Adam Tanner. Good to have you both here in what really feels like a blockbuster Championship match, doesn't it? Third versus fourth, this is versus Millwall. Both a couple of points off the off the top 2 in the playoffs, and this one could be a good match, couldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a fantastic match and a fantastic day to play football, and Portman Road's looking absolutely splendid. Massive game for both clubs, and yeah, really looking forward to it. Should be a great game.
Westy, you've been very excited, haven't you, in the build-up to the show? This is a huge one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's massive, isn't it? They're a really good team, Millwall. They're overachieving slightly. They're very, very aggressive, totally like your typical Millwall team that you'd expect. They love a tackle, they love an aerial ball, they love a bit of a scrap. And then we're total football. We pass it. At home, we're 60% possession most games, and it will be a real clash of styles, and it's just who comes out on top.
Set it up beautifully. It's great to have you both on the show. We're looking forward to getting stuck into this one. Ipswich Town versus Millwall coming up. All the build up here on Matchday Live. Let's begin the show as always by looking at our previous fixture. It was a tough match, wasn't it? An important one to get through. Ipswich Town 2-0 winners against Sheffield Wednesday. Obviously a trip to Hillsborough in our last match. Let's remind ourselves of those highlights.
Following a week of frustration and perceived injustice, Ipswich visits struggling Sheffield Wednesday today, backed by over 3,500 members of the Blue Army. Clark to cross in from the left side, in it comes again. It's a deep one where Greaves is heading it across goal and Furlong is heading it towards the far post. Ingleson back on the line, heads away. Clark lifting it back towards the penalty spot.
A back 10 at times. It's really frustrating.
And this is Adon released into the penalty area. Even Adon stabs it wide. Can't find the finish, even Adon. Greaves' ball won't quite right Philogene, but Greaves then slides in and Johnson heads it across the pitch into Chuba Akpom. Akpom has Adon ahead of him. Now Johnson left side. Johnson with the step over. It's forced back, just can't deliver on that left foot. So then cuts back to Greaves. Greaves gives it back to Johnson. Johnson does deliver it with his right this time! And in comes Even Adon to sweep home! He missed a big opportunity moments before, but this time the Spaniard is on hand to sweep home in front of the travelling Town supporters who have had to wait. They've had to be patient, they've had to stick with their side, but Ipswich do hit the front in this battle of attrition. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Ipswich 1, Even Adon continues with the ball, now out to Johnson just outside the box left side. Clark now supports. Clark, nice footwork. Away from Adaramola, and then Fusira
Penalty.
has
Is a penalty.
committed the foul. Clark against Pierce Charles. Clark taking his time, starts his run up now, and finds the top corner. Brilliant penalty from Jack Clark. Iorfa runs into Matasiwa, and that is the final action, and that is a very good win for Ipswich Town.
Ipswich Town winning 2-0 away to Sheffield Wednesday. I just wanted to start by talking about the Ipswich Town fans behind the goal there at Hillsborough, travelling in such big numbers as always. It truly is one of the best travelling support in the country, and long may it continue. A word on that, Westy, because they've been amazing this year.
Yeah, incredible. We were at the game, so I did it with Glenn on comms. It's amazing, like we were the only ones singing. It felt like, although they actually turned up in their numbers, the only people you could hear was us. And for 70 minutes, it wasn't a classic, but we were still singing our hearts out. And then when it got to 70 minutes, I was actually a bit lucky. I was down the training ground the week before, bumped into one of the coaches, and he was saying, look, they're a young squad, but they really try. They'll put up a fight for 70, but they'll get tired, and we'll punish them towards the end. And it's exactly what happened. We won 2-0 late on, and it could have been 5. Like, they got really tired and just ran out of steam.
That's an interesting bit of insight, actually, to hear that they've got a really good 70 minutes in there, and that was on show. There was that chance with Azon on around the 70-minute mark that went just wide of the left-hand post, and you did start to worry then. We need one of these to go in, but that is the nature of this Ipswich Town side. They don't stop, they keep going, they're relentless and almost inevitable, and in the end we got those goals, and it was an important win, that one, wasn't it, Adam?
Absolutely massive, yeah. I mean, it's, as Wesley said, it's about being patient, you know, working the ball, trying to tire the teams out. We're a very good possessions-based team, and that's what we did with Sheffield Wednesday. You know, it's very professional performance, probably not as extravagant as of other performances this season, but it's, you know, this is a business end. It's all about results and being patient, having faith in the players that start and also off the bench is really a part of Kieran's strength. And
obviously the build-up to that match, there was some frustration, wasn't there? Because decisions hadn't gone our way, but in those situations, you just got to put that to the back of your mind and just worry about the next match, and that's what Ipswich did well. You know, decisions aren't always going to go your way, but what you can make a difference on is the next match, and Ipswich put together a very professional performance.
Yeah, it felt like a bit of a stitch-up, didn't it, the whole week? The Leif Davis thing seemed like a bit of a joke. A few people were really cross about it, and then we had another one with Kit Bray, who wouldn't have got that if we'd been given the foul that we should have. He wouldn't have got his last yellow card. And now we went into the game with a centre-half who hadn't played for a little while in Greaves, and Ben Johnson, who's hardly had a kick this year, but they were both terrific. They both really stepped it up. And to be honest, it was a great warm-up for today, because I wouldn't want to throw them into a big clash like this without having 90 minutes under their belt. And they both played what was an easy-ish game, if we're honest. Had a lot of possession, built a lot of confidence, and they can carry that into today because we haven't got Kipri or Leaf. So it's going to be tough.
Yeah. Kieran using his subs bench well, Chuba Akpom, Jack Taylor making a real difference, and strength and depth is so key. Having had this long run of Saturday, Tuesday fixtures, we've got a bit of a break coming up now, but how important is that strength of depth and having options from the bench, and when you get suspensions, having players come in and having those options that Kieran has got. It's been something the club's been building all season, and it's sort of, you can see why now, can't you, how important that strength of depth is.
Yeah, it's huge. You know, a club of our size, we're fortunate enough to be able to build a squad that we have, and Kieran does utilise it. You know, he uses his subs regularly throughout every game. But the lads coming in, you know, the squad, when we'll probably look at the bench today, you know, there's a couple of youngsters, but realistically, most games, there's an argument for most on the bench to start. So Kieran will utilise that again today. But at this business end of the season, again, it's about strength in depth and grinding out results and getting the results over the line.
Let's take a look back at the goals. An important one from Yvonne Azon, who pretty much put behind the miss from earlier to slot home a great ball into the box from Johnson. A good bit of play between Johnson and Greaves, knocking it around a little bit on that left wing, and eventually the ball comes in the box, and it's a very smart finish from Azon. Westy, talk us through this one.
Yeah, it's great play. Like you say, good from Ben Johnson, rolls it back to Greaves. Greaves, who had a terrific game, by the way, really good, really patient on the ball, and a great ball in, obviously on his right foot, easier for a left-footed fullback or right-footed fullback to come in and whip it, and he just puts it straight on the head, and it's quite an easy finish, really. Like you say, he missed one earlier, but this one was an easy one for him, and it's a really clever finish.
Yeah, good finish from Azon, and then We'll get to it in a moment's time as we watch back just a bit of a closer angle of that finish from Razon. They're tricky, those ones, aren't they, Adam, as well? They're coming to your feet. He's got to kind of hit it on like the volley, half volley. It's a tough finish, that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good whipped-in ball from Ben Johnson in swinging, and it's probably just come over the defender. He's got to concentrate, especially after the miss, which is probably an easier chance. But all credit to him. He concentrated and executed the finish really well.
And then Jack Clark became creator and finisher. Of course, once the first goal came, you kind of felt like...
Yeah, it was inevitable, wasn't it? We were piling the pressure on. And this is really clever play, right? So he beats him, and this is how you win a penalty, right? This isn't actually them making a foul, but he hangs a leg. And these days, if you hang a leg, you just run into it. And it's really clever play. He nips the ball past him. It's a lazy leg that comes out, and he takes it. And this finish, he did this, one of his games where he was under a little bit of pressure here. He hadn't scored for a while. He did one of these here at home late on, and he loves to open his body out and just curl it into that top corner, and no goalie saves it.
And by the way, that celebration, I interviewed Jack Clark earlier this week. I found out what the celebration was, because we were all wondering. It's his partner's initials.
Oh. That's rather underwhelming, to be honest with you.
Is it?
What's her initials then?
I didn't go that far.
I imagine there's something with an A in it. How disappointing. I thought
I
it was
asked him
really
to
exciting.
show me, but his finger was a bit sore, so he couldn't show me. But anyway, there we go.
Amazing.
A little bit of an exclusive for you on Town TV. We'll hear more from Jack Clark later on in the show. And just a word on that penalty as well. We watched it a few times there, and he's a great penalty taker, by the way, isn't he? Jack Clark smashing them home, and that's it's a good skill to have in this squad. You know, we talk about finishes inside the box, outside the box, but actually having a good penalty taker is really important.
Yeah, you know, it's never easy from 12 yards. Any penalty that goes in is a good one, but he's shown confidence. He's taken a few penalties, all different. You know, we know in this day and age there'll be research on the goalkeeping coach will be giving the data to each goalkeeper, but you know, we don't know where Jack's going to go. But that one was real quality and real confidence, so full credit to him.
Obviously today is the designated foundation fixture. A wonderful day. We do it every year. We raise money for the Ipswich Town Foundation. The staff all get involved, the players get involved, and a really nice piece coming up here with Dara O'Shea. Great to see the club's captain involving himself as much as he does with the foundation and giving a little bit back, which is what it's all about. And he's been out to surprise James, a volunteer at the Premier League Kicks session, and he's named him the club's community captain. Let's take a look at what it's all about.
We're here today to surprise James. He's been working with the foundation at Premier League Kicks, and today we're going to surprise him with the Community Captain Award.
James, thank you for talking to us. And you started volunteering for the foundation at Premier League Kick sessions on a Friday night at Portman Road. Just how much have you enjoyed getting involved in that?
Yeah, it wasn't something that I initially planned to do, but it's something that I've really enjoyed, actually. It's getting involved with young people. It's not something that I'd ever previously had experience in, but it's something that I've just really taken on and really enjoyed. Yeah, from a business point of view, it's really great to have a mechanism like that in place to one to network, one to just to support a local charity, and you get lots of cool perks as well. Like, last year we got to play on the pitch, which was fantastic, actually. Tiring, but fantastic.
James,
hello, mate.
How are you? You okay?
Good to meet you, yeah.
All good. I've got something for you. Your colleagues at the foundation have nominated you for the Premier League Community Captain, so glad to say from one captain to another.
Yeah.
Present this to you.
Fantastic, yeah.
There you go.
Thank you very much. No, thank you.
Thank you for all your work you do.
Amazing. No, really unexpected. Thank you very much. Yeah. Amazing.
You all right?
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that at all. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
What
fantastic.
were you told you were going up here to do?
Just do an interview and yeah.
There you go. Going on with something nice now.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
James, obviously you've just been surprised by Dara with the Community Captain
Bit of a
Award.
surprise, yeah.
Just how does it feel to be chosen by your colleagues as the club's Community Captain?
I'm a bit speechless, actually, I must say. I mean, just really grateful that that the club's recognised the hard work. I mean, the whole team of Premier League Kicks is absolutely fantastic. You know, they do such a great job, and this is really a testament to them as well. But yeah, I'm absolutely chuffed to bits to be recognised.
I absolutely love that. What a wholesome bit of content. Great to see Dara O'Shea getting involved, sneaking up on James, and that was a genuine surprise reaction. Sometimes people, they react in different ways when they're surprised, but that genuinely caught Matt, who was lost for words, and it's wonderful to reward people for their hard work. I think you'll both agree.
Yeah, completely stumped, wasn't he? He didn't know what to do, but it's a real honour to be picked as the captain for the foundation. You know, he puts in loads of hours, loads of work, and everything they do, you cannot believe there was no foundation that shut it down when the last owners were here. And now you should see it. They've got an office, they've got so many staff, they reach so many people and help so many people. I'd probably say it's the biggest achievement the club has had since they've come in. And I know we've got to the Premier League, there's been great things, but I honestly think what they've done with the foundation and reaching out to everyone in the county, it's probably the biggest achievement since Mark and the owners have come in.
They've engaged with it's around 9,000 young people, vulnerable people around the county. How important do you, obviously Westy, and you're involved with the foundation, we'll talk about that in a moment's time, but how important is it that the club have not just reinvigorated the foundation, but turned it into definitely one that other clubs will look at as a way of how it should be done? Your thoughts on it, Adam?
It's absolutely huge, you know, the foundation, the work they do in the community, reaching all aspects of the community, like you said, the vulnerable people. They go into the schools. You know, Dan Palfrey, who runs it, does unbelievable work, and it's a real testament, as Westy said, to the new ownership group and Mark Ashton, that they've invested so heavily, because it is really important. You know, a lot of these youngsters are the future fans of the club, and it's a reach out. It's a real sort of olive branch between the club and the community, and it's absolutely brilliant.
Westy, you're involved with the foundation. Great words, by the way, Adam. Thank you for that. You're involved with the foundation. You volunteer with the Girls Development Programme. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so the club, unfortunately, the Girls Programme isn't funded like the Boys Academy, which is brilliantly funded. The Girls Academies, they don't have much money put in, so they have to be part of the foundation, and they've been doing really well. They look after the under-14 development squad, which is where I do my work. I absolutely love it. Like, I love the girls' football's really growing, and the time and the money, unfortunately, that has to go into it. And it is all charity work because they just won't be funded like the boys.
And let's talk about numbers. We said we were going to discuss figures. £100,000 over the past 2 foundation fixtures. We're seeing pictures here of the players getting involved. Casey McAteer getting a few punches. I mean, it's one of those things that everyone just gets involved with, isn't it?
I think it's a crucial part of recruitment. You know, the players that come in are told this is part of the due diligence and their responsibilities. And I think everyone's engaged in it. Everyone's, you know, up for it. It's a rewarding thing. You know, I mean, it wasn't as prevalent in my day, but we used to go around to the hospitals once a year or to schools, and it is rewarding, and it is, you know, it's something I used to enjoy doing. You know, to see some sort of joy that you can bring to these kids, and I'm sure every player in the squad plays their part, and like I say, it's absolutely brilliant.
And the manager takes the lead on it. That's what's really important. When you've got such a powerful manager who's done so well, he makes sure every new player knows, and if you don't turn up to things, you are in trouble. Like, he keeps it really strict. They make sure they're all their things. I know most players will do it fine by themselves, but some do need a little prod, and the manager's there to make sure they always turn up.
Kieran is leading the way in so many ways at this football club, isn't he? An inspiration for players, for staff, for all of us alike. And today is Junior Takeover Day, so we're obviously running a few initiatives being the foundation fixture. You might hear a few youngsters on the PA, you might see them behind the cameras interviewing players. They're involved today. They've been helping out with the ground staff. The picture's looking fantastic. That's partly down to the juniors that have been helping out. We're getting them involved. We're running them through the mills today.
That's good, isn't it? Start them early, do you know what I mean? But you never know what it could lead to, you know, bring them in, show them the ropes. I mean, you know, if that was me when I was their age, you know, even to be involved on a match day, even, you know, walking even near the pitch, it would have been absolutely brilliant. So again, brilliant initiative from the club. You know, they've obviously done their research, and again, I can't praise it enough.
Yeah. There was a young lad who did the commentary with us 2 years ago with this thing where the youngsters come in and get to do it, and he spoke a little bit on air, and now his Instagram's massive. Glenn still helps him out and speaks to him. Like, it's awesome that people from that have gone on and achieved great things.
They certainly have. It's good to get the youngsters involved and give them that pathway to building success. Now, you've seen I've just put my iPad down. That's to free up a hand, because other tablets are available, by the way. I'm really excited about this. This is the brand new Call Me Ted Foundation collaboration t-shirt. These are exclusive, by the way. They're not for sale in the club shop. They're only available to the players playing today. We've got Leif Davis's shirt here, and I've been told specifically by Isabella and Jess, who work behind the scenes very hard here on Town TV, I can't take this home with me. And there's a point behind that.
You'd just put it on eBay, wouldn't you? That's why. You've got previous. We've heard about it.
I'd wear it. But have a look at this, folks. This is exclusive here on Town TV. I think we've definitely revealed the videos, haven't we? But to actually have a look at this, guys. The detail on this, they are fantastic shirts.
Yeah, again, another good initiative from the club, foundation related. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. The guys are warming up in these shirts.
They are. They're part of the warm.
See the Corn Exchange, the stadium, see the docks. It's really cool, isn't it? All about the town, I assume.
Yeah, you're going to put that on for us now, Wes, I think, aren't you?
I could do, yeah. Do you want me to just take everything else off?
I'm just kidding.
Matt Holland,
by the way,
look how moody Matt Holland looks in his pose.
Christian Walton, they look fantastic, by the way. These are amazing pictures. Obviously, Town have teamed up with Call Me Ted to create this limited edition warm-up shirt, celebrating Town and the community and the work the foundation
supports. Look at Sindra. Sindra should be in the catalogue, shouldn't he?
And Jens, by the way. We've got some very stylish...
Who's still rolling Matt Holland out? All these years later.
He's ageless, isn't he? Matt Holland could be anywhere between 20 and 50 years old. We just don't know. A little bit of the detail there, and I mean, look, what do you guys think of this shirt design? Obviously links to Ipswich's Tudor history, the community the foundation supports. It's a nice kit, this, isn't it? We're not just hyping it up here. We genuinely love it.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. Just the whole initiative, the thought that's got into it's the main thing. You can see from that it's not something they've just chucked together. They've really thought about it, something that's going to reach out and reach all the people of the town. Yeah, it's fantastic. I'm probably going to put him on the spot. Can we see the picture of Jens again? He's got his, who thought he should sit on a stool and then put his foot on a book? That's a very interesting pose. Yeah, look,
there we go.
Just stack up some book, guys. Let's put some books together so he can put his foot on it. That looks great.
It's edgy. I quite like it.
You're overthinking this, Wesley.
All right.
That is the magic of TV demonstrated beautifully there. You asked for it, and the team behind the scene...
Keep them on their toes.
Keep them on their toes. I love it. Call Me Ted designing the Matchday posters during last season's Premier League campaign. Listen, arts combined with football is something we love to see. We've all seen the front covers of the programmes with the players and just collaborating the creative industry together with football is a fun thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's massive. The digital world today is absolutely huge. And again, another good bit of research and marketing from the club, another area of the market. As I say, everything the club does is very forward thinking. And there's thought behind it, and as we see the players running out now, we can see those magnificent shirts.
I wonder if we can get a view. There we go. I'm going to step to one side here. You can't really see it, but you've seen it all on social media. The kits are there for everyone to see. They're brilliant, and there is going to be an auction available via crowdfunder and match worn shirt. With full details being released next week, so keep your eyes peeled, Town fans. There is going to be an opportunity to get your hand on one of these exclusive shirts, and I promise you they are exclusive. Our floor manager, Mark McNeil, he's got his eyes on that shirt, and it will be taken away from us the second that this feature is done. And there you can see Mehmeti wearing the shirt, and the players looking absolutely fantastic.
I imagine whoever scores the winning goal today, that shirt might be a bit of a special one.
There you go. Get it signed and then get it on the auction on crowdfunder or match worn shirt. A really nice bit of town memorabilia there. Right, let's move the show on and let's continue our way around the Portman Road experience. Yes, you know what's coming up. It's time to go to the fan zone where our man Dave Vant, he's been trialling himself against some of the academy players. He's also been helped out by one of the junior media assistants, Daniel Pettit. Let's have a look at what's going on down in the fan zone. Over to you, Dave.
Yes, JT, we're in the fan zone. Of course, today's fixture is the dedicated foundation fixture. It's set to be an incredible day, and what an occasion to have it. Millwall at home, huge game. So, of course, today in the fan zone, what am I going to be doing? I'm going to be talking to the foundation staff. We're going to be going on the inflatable. It's going to be an incredible time. Will, let's waste no time. Here we go. Let's go. Okay, JT, as we know, some of the incredible things inside the fan zone is the foundation inflatables. We've got 4 from the under-14s. What's your name, please, guys?
Perry and King.
Gabs.
Yasin.
And Yola.
And who's your favourite town player?
Cedric Kit Free.
Philogene.
Jada Philogene.
George Hurst.
What we're going to be doing now is the speed test. You're up first here, buddy. Let's see what you get. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's get it. 80. We've got 88 there. 88. It's not a bad start. I'll tell you what, JT, I just did it and I got 52. And this guy on the 14s, 88. We love to see it. Good shot. Here we go. Number 2. He lines it up. 3, 2, 1. Let's see it. Here we go. smash! Or 48, okay, not quite there. Number 48, thank you very much indeed for that. 48, we've still got our winner here. We've still got our winner over there. Here we go. 69, no, 69, but 69, still 88 to beat, still 88 to beat. Last but not least, here we go. Last one. Boss, he's done it by one, it's 89, he's done it by one. Oh my goodness. Congratulations, come and get your winnings, mate, come and get your winnings. You've just won a handshake with Dave Van. Congratulations, mate. Can we get a round of applause for him, please, lads? Here we go. Of course, today's all about raising awareness of the incredible work that the Ipswich Town Foundation do. 9,000 participants every week engaging. It's simply incredible. Town fans, make sure that you get yourself involved. Donate where you can. The work that the foundation do is simply amazing. JT, back to you in the gantry. Upper Town, here we go.
There's so much to unpack from that Dave Van piece. The kids were brilliant. The serendipity of 88 followed by 89. Dave Van's sunglasses. You've trained some of the kids. Where do we begin? We've not got a lot of time to focus on this, but that was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's got to be a little bit more enthusiastic, I think. That's the thing with Dave. But no, brilliant. Again, you know, it's good to see that enthusiasm out in the fan zone. And again, fans will be watching that. Another plus for engagement.
Fun piece that, wasn't it?
Brilliant. And it's just another thing we do right. Dave has been an absolute gem that we've found. You know, he really adds enthusiasm, he adds town spirit. He just feels like somebody that you want to be advertising the club. I love when he announces it and the players come out. Like, he lives and breathes it, and it comes through in everything he does.
This will be clipped up and put on his Instagram later, you do realise, and good for him, he deserves it. We're celebrating everyone at the club today. That is part of the reason of the foundation fixture.
I just wish he took a shot.
He did. But this is the funny thing, is he actually said to me behind the scenes earlier, he said, I've been humbled. It was a lot so. He's like, I've been beaten by 14-year-olds. And I was like, well, they're footballers, Dave. What do you expect? Yeah. They're decent footballers. On the subject of football, let's return the conversation back to football and continue now really getting stuck into build-up to Ipswich versus Millwall. We'll start with the reverse fixture, which of course was on Boxing Day. It was a goalless draw and a tough match, but Town came away with a point. Let's remind ourselves of that now.
Well, here come the players of Millwall and Ipswich as the Blues hope to deliver one final Christmas gift to the Blue Army, who have travelled in good number to South East London. And now Millwall will have it back. It's work down the line for Jake Cooper, who's advanced, and Cooper delivers in. Chance for Ivanovic, saved by Walton. Doughty with the corner from the far side, in it comes, and it's a great save from Walton to deny Caleb Taylor, who rose. O'Shea, Kayusta, just outside the box, onto his left foot, goes for goal, and just blasts over Jens Kayusta. Good chance for him. Mitchell, Langstaff controls it nicely, just tries to lift this one towards Negley, and Ivanovic fancies a shot at goal, and he almost caught Walton out.
Dive down low whilst moving backwards, and in the end makes the save.
McAteer released down the right side, approaching the touchline, cutting it back towards Adon, who was meeting that, but it's scrambled clear. Houston making a run from midfield, but Philogene instead plays it out to Davis. Davis can't link up with Philogene, but it runs through to Akpom, and then will a loose ball drop for Philogene inside the box here. Philogene, he's got options, red shirts, and he goes for goal himself. And
Akpom involved again with some bright play. He's looked sharper since coming on.
Kipre, lovely ball to Waller Egley right side. Waller Egley towards the penalty area, goes for goal, goes for the near post. Has just held him up slightly, but he's into the box now. Davis on the overlap. Clark inside the penalty area towards Akpom, who stretches but can't reach it. And Brian turns it out and behind. Davis tries to turn it back into the box, and Caleb Taylor will look to carry it forward. He's got Kipre snapping at his heels. He's got support from Negley, and he's played it through to Negley. And has the flag stayed down? Negley is round Walton, but the flag has now gone up.
I'm not sure, Glenn. The flag's up, so it's definitely not a goal.
Ballo, and Ballo gets there first, and before he can clear away, the full-time whistle blows. And for the first time this season, we have witnessed a 0-0 at the Den.
Millwall 0, Ipswich 0. We were just analysing that offside, which was very tight. We feel Ipswich might have got away with one, but the player that was on the line getting back for Ipswich, I think, backed off. But regardless to that, it was a good point of the Den against a team which have clearly, a bit like Ipswich, have sort of grown as the season's gone on and have been tough for many teams playing them, and another tough match for us today.
Yeah, it's just how it's going to be today. We saw them, we had all the chances, we had all the possession, but not great chances. They defend really well. They've got two brilliant centre-halves, and they'll just wait all match for that one chance to counter and punish us. And there we saw it, they did it, and that was actually onside when we saw the replays, and I think they'd have scored and they could have got a 1-0 win. But they'll be really patient. They don't get bored of defending. They love defending. They like fighting. And they'll have one or two moments of quality in the game, and that can be the difference.
Proper club, Millwall, aren't they? They're well supported, they're a historic club, they've been out of the Premier League for a long time, but they're in a good position. It's a tough game, no doubt about it today.
Alex Neil's been around the block, he's had a couple of promotions, so they're going to be...
We're going to stop you there because I think your mic's gone down, Adam, but we will get that sorted, and we will hear Adam Tannen's opinions because we want them. I couldn't hear you in my headphone, but I think you were talking a bit about Alex Neil, and Westy will fill whilst we find the backup microphone. Yeah, just to sort of pick up what we were saying about how they're a good side and they're difficult to break down. And
yeah, well, I was talking yesterday actually. If you were talking about Alex Neil, their manager. I remember when we played against Stoke. Stoke was probably the year we came up into the Championship. We played really well. I think it was our third game of the season against an Alex Neil side. And we absolutely ripped them apart. I think it was one of Kieran's best games. And after 20 minutes, they'd already dragged someone off, and I'm hoping we see more of the same today. Like, he matches up well, his record's good against Alex Neil, so hopefully that will be a key point for us.
You two are good friends. We're going to ask you to share microphones. Just picking up on the conversation, can you guys keep my microphone down? I think this could be the only remaining microphone we have, but we'll go with it. We'll just all share one microphone. That is the nature of live TV sometimes, isn't it? Are you surprised by how well Millwall have done this season? I mean, they have proven themselves to be one of the best teams in the league, and now here they are alongside Ipswich, just a couple of points behind the top two. They've been really impressive, haven't they?
Yeah, definitely. I think yes, surprised potentially, but you know, once we're at the business end of the season, they're still here. They're not going away. So make no mistake about it. They're in this for the long haul. So they've got a strong squad, high energy, and again, I was saying earlier, with an experienced Championship manager who's proven at this level. So, you know, really good squad, and they're, like I say, they've battled away, and we can really now look at a really hard game for us.
Middlesbrough will be watching this game, you feel, as well, won't they? They'll probably want a draw because they're going to want to put as much of a gap between both these sides and them. But obviously Middlesbrough will be coming to Portman Road in a few weeks' time. I think the fact that these big matches against Middlesbrough and Millwall are at Portman Road is a real advantage, isn't it? Because obviously we're going to have the home support. It's been brilliant at Portman Road this season, and it's good to face Millwall here at Portman Road at this stage of the season.
Yeah, our home form's been incredible. We score goals at home, that's the biggest thing. And I think today will be one of those days. We might have to soak up a bit of pressure. We might have to pass the ball, wear them out, but there'll be goals. I fancy us to score. I like Mehmeti in the hole. Jack Clark's on good form, and both our strikers are scoring, which is such a help. Like they generally score off the bench now. Hurst will come on and score, and Azon will come on and scored in the previous game. But having our strikers getting goals is massive. And from their point of view, it's Femi Aziz, right? They're a really good, organised team, and they have this one absolute gem. He's absolute magic. Loads of teams tried to buy him in January, but he can score goals off his left foot, he can score goals off his right. He beats players on the inside, the outside. He'll be a joy to watch, and if we keep him quiet, I fancy us to have a really good day.
Could be one of the ways to success for Ipswich Town today. And listen, every game now is a cup final. We have the same cliches year in, year out in football. It's what we do as football pundits, but it's true. Every game is like a cup final now. You can't look beyond this game. You can't look beyond the next game. You just simply have to focus on beating Millwall today and then go from there.
Yeah, I think that's correct. You know, we need to focus game on game. You know, what is it, 9-10 games left, so if we can win all of them, we'll go up. You know, it's a big ask, obviously, but you know, starting today, we get a win today, going into the international break, that'll be really good. But then when you look at our fixtures, we've got a really busy end to the season, but that's where Kieran's squad will be utilised to the max. And yeah, I think we go into this today with a lot of confidence, and hopefully we get the win.
Got one more point, I think, Wes, you've got before we move on.
Slightly on the defensive side, we can lose today. Because you look last week, we were the only team in the top 5 to win. Like, everyone will lose games from now to the end of the season. There's going to be so many points. Like, Middlesbrough play Millwall next week. There'll be points dropped there. Coventry will still drop points. There's there's going to be a lot of drop points. This isn't like a 6-pointer. This is, like, Kieran is very clear in his message, and I think the club is. It's 3 points, and if you lose them, it doesn't really matter. Like, we'd love to beat them, right? But I guarantee Millwall will lose 2 or 3 for the rest of the season. Other teams will do the same. So it is a big game. But there's going to be so many chops and changes. I think there'll be 4 or 5 teams go in and out of the top 2 between now and the end of the season.
I see your point. Listen, team, no one's winning every game between now and the end of the season, are they? But it is another big game here at Portman Road, and one of the big players for Ipswich Town is, of course, Jack Clark, and we've been catching up with him this week, hearing about his thoughts on Ipswich Town versus Millwall.
Massive game, obviously, isn't it, against Millwall, and very much each game at a time at the moment, isn't it? But this one feels like a big one, doesn't it?
Yeah, but obviously you don't want to let emotions like run away with it and get caught up in the outside noise in and around the game. Like you said, just want to take it one game at a time and focus on us, and hopefully that'll put us in good stead.
Well, listen, good luck. It's been a great season for you so far. I think you probably agree. 13 goals for you. As we head into this big game, how have you sort of felt about your goal scoring return this season? You must be pleased.
Yeah, obviously happy to be contributing in the way that I am. Feel like I probably should have a few more to my name, but that has probably been a bit critical. Yeah, I've been happy, but just to help the team, and that's obviously come with scoring goals, and yeah, just seeing where it can take us.
Very modest. We like it. Talk to us about what it's like as a footballer to score a goal, because I can't. I mean, I've played football at like 5-a-side, 6-a-side level. Scoring a goal feels fantastic when there's 3 people watching on the sidelines. Yeah. When you're in front of 30,000 here at Portman Road, you score, a winning goal or whatever that goal contribution might be. How does that feel?
There's sort of a different feeling that comes with each goal, weirdly, depending on obviously the magnitude of the goal. If you're comfortable in a game and say you score the 3rd or 4th goal or whatever, and it doesn't really affect the result, like, it's still a nice feeling, obviously, don't get me wrong, but the magnitude changes depending on the scenario. Yeah. So a winning goal or a late goal or something like that, always the adrenaline and the buzz from that is obviously a lot bigger than maybe the first goal in the 10th minute, because you don't know where the rest of the game's going to go and stuff like that. So they all come with a sort of different feeling depending on how the game flow is at the time, I'd say.
Town winger Jack Clark talking to us earlier this week. Very interesting character, by the way. Clearly he's got a good brain on his head. He talks very positively about the club and about the fans as well, and doing things for the fans. And yeah, he's clearly got this club in his heart. And then, listen, he's had a great season, so props to him, and great to hear from him here on Town TV.
Yeah, I mean, he's like burst on the scene at Leeds, not playing money game, and then went on a big money move to Tottenham. So he's been in and around the senior game for a number of years. Had a really good spell at Sunderland. I spoke to Mark Venus and Mogger about him. They sort of spoke very highly of him. But he's our talisman at the moment. When without Philogene, the pair of them, we're lucky to have them both. But he's been done really well this season, and an older head on still reasonably young shoulders.
Yeah, he's been around the country, hasn't he? Sunderland, he's been to London, he's now in the east of England, and he's travelled around, and he's experienced football at just the age of 25. He's done a lot in his career. Should we take a look at today's lineup, because it's been out there on social media for a while now? Let's analyse it and talk about today's starting 11. Westy will throw to you initially. Let's take a look at it though. Walton, Matasiwa, Neal, Johnson, Furlong, McAteer getting a start, Greaves, O'Shea, Athon, Mehmeti and Clark, who we just heard from a moment ago. Westy, thoughts on the lineup?
Love it. Like, it's as strong as we can go at the moment without Kipri and Leif Davis being fit. So that left-hand side is changed. But it's good. We've gone with McAteer because we want pace on the outside down the right. They're really slow left back in his 30s, big, tall, not particularly mobile, really, really aggressive, likely to get booked. So I think we want Casey to stay really high and wide. Would have been a good day for Wes Burns. Shame he picked up that injury, but Casey will be out there. And then Azon, again, big, too slow centre-half, so you want to kick the lumps out of you, let's just say it nicely. And Azon isn't going to stand and fight with him like George will. He'll make clever runs, he'll nip off the back of them. So we've gone with movement and pace over strength and size.
Yeah, Azon's in good goal-scoring form as well, so good to see him starting. Adam, your thoughts on the starting lineup? Sort of following on from what Westy said, obviously we'll look to try and get McAteer involved as much as possible using his pace. Well, what do you think of Kieran's starting 11 today? Yeah,
similar to what Westy said, really. We can dress it up, but we will miss Leif and Kipre, but we've got 2 experienced operators coming in Greaves and Ben Johnson. You know, massive chance for McAteer. You know, Kieran's obviously got a lot of faith in him, spent a lot of money on him, and still, you know, backing him, which is great. So he's, you know, it's a real boost to his confidence. We trusted in this game today. He could have gone elsewhere with Egley or somebody else, but no, that'd be good. That'd be interesting for him. But the strength, for me, the strength's still on the bench. And as I said earlier, I know we've got a couple of youngsters today, but, you know, there's seasoned pros and good options on the bench that Kieran will probably use around about the 60 to 70 minute mark.
Let's just take a quick look then at the bench there. Feels like a nice transition, doesn't it, after Adam mentions it? And it's good to see Philogene back on the bench. I'm sure we'll hopefully see him feature later in the match. Hurst, Wally Egley. I mean, there's a lot of options on that bench. Kayusta, Taylor, who was a very important player against Sheffield Wednesday, and then there you can see Baggett and Boniface in the middle of them is Akpom. Some options on the bench there.
Brilliant options. Like you say, Philogene, we know what Philogene's got. Some of his goals this season have been incredible, but Taylor really made a difference coming on, gave us some energy in the last game. And then Akpom, he's had a couple of little sneaky performances, really finding his form, so I think he'll be useful off the bench. And then, like you say, nice to see Baggett there as cover at centre-back. And Boniface is in the under-21s, had a really, really big start to his young career. And if needed, on that left-hand side, he offers something really different. A similar player to Leif Davis, really quick, really direct, and something we could go to.
Yeah, the future looks bright for this Ipswich Town squad, with the youngsters starting to break into the first team. Right, Glenn Wheeler is a man who spends long hours preparing for each match, and sometimes that preparation spills over into match day. We've just seen you in the corner of our eye there, Glenn, scribbling down on a piece of paper, getting yourself ready for today's match, and we'll start by testing your knowledge on today's opposition. What do you make of Millwall?
Yeah, thanks, James. Well, the preparation never stops, really, but former Norwich City manager Alex Neil has made 2 changes to the lineup that started Millwall's shock home defeat against Blackburn Rovers last weekend. Goalkeeper Anthony Patterson is on loan from Sunderland and won promotion with the Black Cats from the Championship to the Premier League last season. He starts behind the back 4, which sees Caleb Taylor come in for Danny McNamara. I imagine that'll mean Tristan Kramer will operate at right back, where he excelled in the reverse fixture. At left back, Zach Sturge is available to feature after Millwall successfully appealed the red card that he was shown last time out. The visitors' other change sees veteran midfielder Barry Bannon drop to the bench, with Luke Cundall being selected to play alongside Billy Mitchell in the middle of the park. The Lions' star man, without doubt, is Femi Aziz, who will start on the right today. The former Reading attacker has 8 goals and 7 assists in the Championship this campaign, with 6 goal contributions in his last 8 appearances. On the bench, there are places for 21-year-old Serbian striker Mihajlo Ivanovic and 19-year-old Brighton loanee Tommy Watson, who scored Sunderland's stoppage time winner in the playoff final last season.
Lots of little sub-stories in this match, isn't there? Obviously, Alex Neil, former Norwich manager, Sturge's appeal being overturned, and of course, 3rd versus 4th. It promises to be a very exciting day of football here at Portman Road.
And if you want an extra piece of narrative as well, don't forget Ben Johnson, left back, former West Ham man, got a big job with Femi Aziz today in front of those travelling Millwall supporters. Could be an interesting one to watch.
Nice little addition there. Thank you very much indeed for all your hard work. Glenn Wheeler will be on commentary with Westy. Of course, kickoff is only around 15 minutes or so away. A word on the Millwall fans. They're vocal, they're loud. I've been to the Den a few times to watch both Ipswich play and indeed just to watch football, because it's a fun place to go and watch football. They're a loud fan base, aren't they? And they're one that they'll make themselves known. They're already there in position, packed and making some noise. And listen, they're a loud fan base. We know that about Millwall.
Yeah, I mean, their reputation probably goes before them, whether it's just or not, I'm not too sure. But I played at the old Den as well as the new Den, and one thing you're guaranteed is passion. You know, and these players will feel that. They'll be back to the hilt by capacity amount that can come down from South London today. And yeah, like any successful team, the fans will be cheering them on. But yeah, Millwall are very, very passionate, and I'm sure they'll get behind their team today.
Yeah, just sort of following on from what Tanner said there, they're a well-supported club, but listen, they're in our backyard today, and our fans are going to do their bit to push our boys over the line. They'll add to the atmosphere, but it's going to be the Ipswich fans that are louder, I'm sure.
Yeah, you'll hear us the most, but they will add to it. They're a great set of fans. Like, it's us against the world, you know. That's their die-hard fans. They die for the badge. They're a different breed to an Ipswich fan.
No One Likes Us is their famous song, isn't it?
It's a brilliant song, though, isn't it? Like, that is sometimes the best way to get it out of you. And I think we've been a bit like that this season. I think we've had some really horrible decisions recently with the Leif Davis and the Kipri. and throughout the season. And I think we're feeling a bit more togetherness at the moment, a bit more us against everyone. And it's shown in our last few performances.
Yeah. Right, let's talk a little bit about today's Matchday squad. We've spoken about how there's some youngsters on the bench, the young blood coming through perhaps in the Matchday squad, the young blood coming through in the media squad as well. Daniel Pettit has been asking the questions to Christian Walton in our On The Day player interview. Over to you, Daniel.
Hi Christian, massive match today. How are you and the lads ahead of this one?
Yeah, really confident. Yeah, it's going to be an exciting day for everyone involved. Obviously, with it being the foundation fixture as well, it adds a bit to the occasion. But no, really looking forward to it.
Yeah, speaking of the foundation fixture, how important is it for you and the club to talk about it and understand it?
Yeah, it's massive for all players, new or old. Yeah, it's a big part of the club and a big part of what we do individually. So. Yeah, it's a massive part of the club.
Clean sheet last match against Sheffield Wednesday. Are you hoping to do the same today?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Obviously it gives us a good platform if I'm keeping clean sheets. So yeah, hope for more of the same today.
Thank you.
Good job, our junior reporter Daniel there with Christian Walton, who looks locked in, doesn't he, sporting that really cool training kit. Just a reminder that you can tune in to today's match. £10 match passes are still available in select regions. Guys, we've got to do score predictions because we're getting close to kickoff and we're going to need to let Westy get into the commentary box to actually do some commentating as well as some presenting. But what are you thinking about this one? What's going to be the score today?
I'm going 2-0. 2-0 Ipswich, yeah.
3-1. Jack Clark, yeah, 3-1 Ipswich. Yeah, Ipswich. No, I'm not going to predict a Millwall win, James. 3-1 to Ipswich. Maybe Jack Clark, Philogene off the bench. Greaves, big header opening the scoring, Greaves.
Brilliant stuff. I think we're all hoping and predicting an Ipswich Town win. It is going to be a good match. Just a reminder, by the way, that next weekend the Town women are playing here against Southampton. You can still get tickets. We'll be live on Town TV as always, but we'd love you to come and watch. It's going to be another great match. Town women host Southampton here, and it will be hopefully a packed Portman Road as we build up over the week for that match. Right, that pretty much concludes things, doesn't it, folks? It's been a great Match Day live show. Next is the big one, the match itself. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for our digital partner, Fleximize. We'll be back, of course, next weekend, as mentioned, for the Town women match. And, of course, that's it. It's Ipswich Town versus Millwall. But before we go, we will leave you with all the stats heading into this big match. Fingers crossed it is an Ipswich Town win, and we'll see you at half-time, folks.
Ipswich Town versus Millwall, third versus fourth, massive match. We've got all the stats ahead of today's lunchtime kickoff. Ipswich's biggest win in this fixture came back in 1978. We all know what happened in that year. FA Cup quarter-final, 6-1 win, hat-trick from Mariner with goals from Walkie, from Burley, from Talbot. 6-1, we'll take that any day. Oi, over here. Ipswich Town have played Millwall 59 times. They've won 23 and drawn 15, scoring nearly 100 goals 95 times. Ipswich Town have netted against Millwall. Now, who's featured the most? Leading the way with 14 appearances is Tommy Parker. Then in second place on 10 appearances is Luke Chambers, Mickey Stockwell and Doug Rees. Thanks, James. Time for an interesting stat. Neil Thompson scored against Millwall in 1992 when Ipswich Town were promoted from the second division. If you rearrange the letters of Neil Thompson's name, it spells the Lions. You can't win them all. Top goal scorers for Town in this fixture. At number 1 is Wilf Grant. He got 2 hat-tricks in the same season in 1955 and 1956. Behind him is Martin Waghorn and that man Tommy Parker again with 4 goals each against the Lions. Today's match against Millwall is Ipswich Town's dedicated foundation fixture, which last time round raised over £50,000. Our biggest ever foundation fixture victory was against Charlton in 2023 when we won 6-0. More of the same today, please. We'll see you on Town TV.
Just like football, business moves fast. And when you need funding, there's no time to wait. At Fleximize, we keep things simple. No penalties, no red cards, just fast, flexible business loans. We only ask for the essentials and you'll get a decision within 24 hours. Once approved, the funds are in your account the same day. Fleximize, let's fund your goals.
Town. Ipswich have got us underway here at Portman Road.
When we started this, did we ever think we'd have a partnership with a football club? Absolutely not. This is beyond our wildest dreams. We pretty much exclusively hire graduates at Halo. We're very proud of our Suffolk roots. Halo's a pretty passionate, positive, enthusiastic place generally, but when you've also got what's going on at the football club, and it's just ending passion and enthusiasm.